Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Hearts of Iron 4 Equestria War, playing as the Kingdom of Boreas. We are at war with the Aquilian Republic. They declared on me, and let's be honest, I should be in a lot more trouble than I am currently. I was greedy, I took a bunch of troops up to go and finish off these guys up here, I don't even remember what they were called, and they attacked. Knowing that was going to happen, I had my troops off the front line, and they didn't really take advantage of that too much. We've lost a little ground, but not an absolute ton. So we're still mass redeploying my troops down here to the front lines, and as long as we can get them in position, I think we're going to recover quite fine. This is one of those situations where if I were playing on a slightly harder difficulty or with a more competent AI, I should be dead right now. I really should. But oh well. I feel like I'm making a lot of mistakes in this series. What I really need to do is play another Iron Man campaign. In Hearts of Iron and just practice some more or something. Let's go ahead and attack here, make sure that he doesn't get any sort of an encirclement over here, because that would kind of suck. Yeah, I really need to play something that kind of forces me to play a little bit smarter. Maybe I'll do like a Greece into Byzantium run or something like that, I don't know. That would be kind of fun, right? My tanks are currently pushing through fairly well. I think what we should do, honestly, is... I was planning on going straight down, but now I'm thinking it'd be safer to try going down this route. Instead, I just have to be somewhat cognizant of having my troops following into this front line, but a quick encirclement around all of these would be pretty nice. And my tanks have enough breakthrough, we're okay. It's just a question of, can I get enough defensive troops in here to hold the front line? We'll find out. This is a new recording session for me. I took a little bit of a break, just because I need to, you know, revitalize my brain before I get stuck into a big war like this, because again, I should have lost right now, so... Gotta think through what I'm doing. Took a break and actually watched the first episode of The Witcher, which just released the day I'm recording this. Color me intrigued. I don't know anything about The Witcher. Never played the games, really. I barely know anything about it, but I mean, I'm interested. It looked pretty cool. Let's see if we can push these guys out. I'd like to get my forts back and control one side of the river. I think that would be a little bit better. We are punching through their tanks fairly well, it looks like. Let's see, I'm gonna try... to force these infantry back a little bit if possible. I think we could get an encirclement on all these guys if I use my tanks well. We are still getting pushed back in a couple of locations though, but for the most part the front line appears to have been stuck. Huge wide open spaces here. Skyfall's not making a lot of progress. Now, one thing I am concerned about is the Griffonian Republic getting called in late. But we'll see. All these troops are still on the way. It just takes a long time to travel through the mountains, unfortunately. We can get some more traits because we're doing some big fights. So let's see. What do I want? That's okay. I think we want to do the charismatic on our field marshal so that everyone has division recovery rate, including defensive units, because that's pretty helpful. The fortress buster is okay, but this is not going to end up being an offensive-based field marshal in the future. For you, don't have any traits available. You, however, do. You are leading my knights. We already did the thorough planner. We could go for supply consumption. I'm thinking we'd probably go ahead and do the infantry division attack. I assume that this applies to knights. Maybe I shouldn't assume that, but I am assuming it. Let's go for that. Suchen Deckung, whatever that is, I don't know. Anyone else have anything? No. We do have a lot of green troops and tanks, and that worries me a lot. So many things that can go wrong when you have inexperienced units. We're still trying to push through here. We're struggling a little bit. Help me out. How are we doing in terms of air superiority? Not great. Okay, so what I want to do is move you guys down here so we can win this fight, get a cutoff, start closing the gap, bring more troops to the front lines. Getting pushed back over here, because again, I don't have all my troops in position yet. And these guys are taking a very long time to rapid redeploy. Why aren't you guys... Wait, these guys aren't actually rapid redeploying. Hey, wow. You guys need to be doing strategic redeployment. Why aren't they? Hey! I don't know. For some reason, these guys decided not to do strategic redeployment anymore. See, these guys are still doing it. I thought if you turn this on... Yeah, they lose 90% of their organization, but they travel a heck of a lot faster. And they're not actually going faster for some reason. How bizarre. Okay. I don't remember for sure how you fix that, but I'm sure it's going to be fine, right? probably won't come back to bite me in any meaningful way. Let's go ahead and counterattack these guys and some of their tanks and stuff. Let's just make sure we don't lose these forts. For the most part, our lines are holding okay. Let's have you push back over here as well. Just counterattack them a little bit. Tanks are struggling here. If I can assist with this, there we go. Then we're going to ask you to push down this way as well. We have another tank right here, which is barely hidden. Grab you. You get down over here as well. Let's just attack as many as we can. Find a weak point, push, encircle, kill, redeploy. That is how you win this freaking game. I really need you guys to get up over here, to be honest. And why do we have two... Right, I need to change your color. Let's make you dark blue. There you go. Okay, make sure that we're keeping track of everyone properly. Skyfall is starting to push back a little bit. Yeah. We need to try to push you back out, but we're not making any progress there. You guys need to retreat. No, you guys need to get out of there. I'm fairly confident this could easily turn into an encirclement. So we're going to retreat where we can. They're going to attack me. They've got the tanks. I just don't have enough numbers down there. I'd rather not lose any units if I can avoid it. Alright, let's see. Help me out where you can. Just looking for any weak point. Just a little encirclement. That's all I'm asking for. Okay, they got way too many units here, unfortunately. Are making some progress, but the problem is our tanks have so little organization, it barely matters. They're fast, though. If we can rush in quickly, maybe we can take advantage of this. Oh. Okay, now he's trying to hit me. Hang on. Counterattack. Okay, he gave up on that. Perfect. Go, go, go. Improved artillery upgrade is a slight improvement for our offense and defensive capabilities. In 10-12, we can go for some additional factory output and so on. Do we want that, or do I want something else? Think. We're already working on doctrines. Already working on decryption. Don't need fire control because I don't have a navy. I think we do go for some more production. Just to make sure I don't run out of anything. That's a bad fight because you have no organization, so I need you to stop. I need some defensive units getting in here. I need you guys to come over here. Hang on. Our tanks are getting spread out again. I do not need that. There we go. This is what we're looking for. The problem is my tanks are green, so they don't exactly do much. Are we going to be able to retreat these guys? I'm trying. Looks like the answer is yes. They did not manage to push in for an encirclement. That's fine. It actually helps me narrow up the line a little bit so I don't have to keep shoveling units down over here. So now we're going to be in a slightly better defensive position. These knights are so slow. I really don't... Oh, if I hit that button and then right-click, they will redeploy doing that. Okay. Tell you what. I'm just going to tell you guys to get down to the front line first. Then you can worry about going somewhere else. How's that sound? Let's get you down to the green line over here. I just need my units to move around a lot faster. There we go. Flippin' heck. Okay. They're not able to push me out here, so this is a good sign. Let's keep pushing this way. Looking good so far. Encryption tech, again, will give me a slight edge. Assuming that I'm ahead of them in terms of technology, which I'm just assuming at this point. I have no idea. Okay. Apply some counter pressure here. I would like to get this fort back, and I also like to make sure they run out of organization so they can't push me back over here. This is looking like a nope. We're under attack, but I'd like to not move forward with that. I'd like you, however, to push forward. You have a little organization, and I'd like you to pin this guy down so he can't actually stop me. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. I'm going to ask you to move here so we have something defensive. Just hold out a little bit longer. He's got tanks on his way. Okay. Ask you to get down over here, if at all possible. I'm going to ask you to counterattack here. They're already moving to that front line. Perfect. We're leaving this a little open, though. slight concern. All right, Hellquinn, yeah, this is not... I'm probably going to lose that. Let's be honest. I'm going to lose the justification of war goal against Hellquill. It's just not going to happen. Knight tech. We can go for Knight Organization plus another 5%, and we can do so a heck of a lot faster. Yes, please. Much, much better Knights. I honestly think Knights are going to be kind of my saving grace. So, once again, the Griffonian Republic is still not called in. I'm very tempted to pull these troops all back and bring them over here. It's just, then I'm leaving myself literally open where if they do decide to bring in the Griffonian Republic, we're in trouble. They may not be calling them in because they see troops on their front line. It's a gamble. I could pull all of them down over here and make sure we stop losing fights. But I'm also not especially worried about it. I think we're going to be alright. Alright, we got more tanks on the way, providing some extra value. I need some defensive units over here to prevent his knights from continuing to push. Okay. What we need to do is counterattack hard here and prevent them from going anywhere. There we go. Go, 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 go. Ah, he brought in a tank. Bring in more tanks. Go for this if you can. Looking for a vulnerable point. That's all I need. Find me a vulnerable point and I've got him. Almost. Almost. Ask you to help over here as well. Up, 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 up. Keep going, tanks. Get him. He keeps bringing in reinforcements. I think he might be trying to siphon troops out because he knows he's in trouble. Well, the easier tactic might actually be go over here then, because this guy has no organization to speak of. Can't easily select my units, which is proving to be a slight issue. Go here. Yeah, he's got no organization. I'm going to ask you guys to all apply pressure here. Prevent any more reinforcements from coming over here, especially these tanks and stuff. That's fine. He can take this. I don't care. That's not a big deal. Oop, we lost some ground over here. Okay. Can we get the city? Yeah, possibly. My knights should more or less all be in position. So do we tell the knights to attack? Yes, I think it's time for a counterattack with the knights. Go! Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right, knights are good. We got plenty of pony power. I can afford to throw a few lives away. We're fine. We're fine. Gonna ask you guys to try pushing over here and again prevent these guys from reinforcing. You help me out. Just apply that morale damage. My infantry are doing pretty decently. Oop, getting pushed back a little more than I'm comfortable with over here. You have no supply on your tanks for some reason. This one anyway. This one has plenty, but this one no. That's kind of weird actually. Can you counterattack these tanks? Kind of curious if we can actually counterattack and beat these tanks back. Okay, let's push this guy out of here. Still not making a lot of progress. But if we can get over here, possibly, we can actually encircle him this way. It's not quite as good, but it's something. Still not winning this fight. His 3 infantry with 500 defense right now are doing a really good job of preventing me from getting anywhere. I just don't want to get encircled myself. But we're still pushing him through pretty well here. I'm going to ask some of you guys to attack from this direction as well. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Attack from 2 directions. We've almost got this. It's not a huge encirclement, but it's something. Okay, attack from another direction. Tanks, help me out here. Okay, so we should be able to close that knot. We did get a slight encirclement here. Not that this really matters, but this guy's going to die. Alright. Still losing a lot of units over here. I think we're going to have to take the risk and bring you guys over here. So far, the Griffonian Republic has not been getting involved. I don't know if they aren't available to be called in. But I'm tired of the Skyfall Republic continuing to make progress over here, and I do not want to lose my dock, just in case I need it for some reason, so let's hold off on that. No, help out here. How's my air support? Not great, actually. We need more. Let's go here and get another air wing. Seems like the AI is smart enough to know that they need to dedicate as many fighters over here as they can as well. Air superiority right here. And do I have any close air support available already? Yep. Oh, wait, these are better. We got a fair number of planes actually built up. But without the air superiority, nothing really matters over here, so I'm hoping that we get this. And that's enough. Okay, we did actually get that encirclement. Perfect. So now is the opportunity to push. Let's go ahead and clear these guys out while we can before they're able to break free. Because it looks like they are sure as heck trying to push me back out. Okay. Tanks, you're going to go up here as well. Nope, not making any progress. He's holding out shockingly well. This is actually a tough fight. This is way tougher than I was expecting it to be. Alright, more troops on the way. With organization, they shouldn't make much more progress, especially around these rivers. Should be able to control that. These guys are in a little bit of danger. How are my knights doing? They are successfully pushing. I'm going to tighten up your line a little bit, so that you actually apply where I want you to. The goal is to go for the grand encirclement right here. Push directly towards Skyfall from that direction. Gonna be a little tough, but if we can punch through, it's gonna force him to spread out a lot of units this way. Does the same thing to me, of course, but if it comes down to spreading each other out in a 1v1 fight, I'm gonna guess that my units are better than his. Okay, we need to stop pushing into Terran. We don't care about this. He's holding out even with no supply and organization regen. Doing alright. There's no good reason that I can think of that you knights can't push. You should be able to anyway. Yeah, look at that. Low organization. Knights are super good. They take practically no damage because they have outrageously good hardness value. Yeah. Solid choice. Let's try pushing across the river and get a foothold here. Make it a little easier. Ooh, we overran something too. Sweet. You guys can push. You guys can push. Even if you are defensive infantry, let's be honest, I think that they're pretty good defensive infantry. They've got decent stats. And I see areas with low organization because you have been bashing your head against a wall as well. Which means we should counterattack and take advantage of that. Okay. He's still taking attrition. Keep pushing. The only issue I have with these tanks is that they have such low organization value. We're also running out of magical equipment. Ooh. I did mention that reliability was a huge concern, didn't I? We also don't have nearly enough light self-propelled artillery and not nearly enough support equipment. Yeah, we're going to need to have a lot of factories dedicated to the magical weapons. We don't have any factories currently dedicated to my self-propelled artillery, and that's because somewhere down the line I have lost factories as I am making, as I'm fighting this war, which doesn't surprise me. In the areas I've lost ground, especially around Rotterdam, we're going to be losing a lot of those factories. It's just how it is. What are we building right now? More... To be honest, I don't know how much good this is going to do me. I guess we'll finish the forts I've got. We need to finish up some infrastructure and so on. Yeah. Ugh, this is just an ugly war. We'll come out of it, and I think we're going to win. But it's going to be costly. It's definitely costing me a lot of pony power already. And in the meantime, we're losing a lot of production. So we'll come out of it ahead. It's just bloody. It's a very bloody war. Okay, keep pushing these guys back. Should be a good amount of casualties coming out of this. Again, properly encircled. Let's help over here. Got him. Okay. Looking solid, looking solid. Proper overrun. Finish him off. Around Erie. So we're going to get our territory back. It's taking a lot longer against this one guy than I expected. Jeez. They've got good defensive units. Not gonna lie. They're pretty decent. Okay, got that. Now we're looking in terms of casualties. We don't worry about the Great War. We care about the Skyfall Kingdom and Boreas War. So we are now in a good position. He's 17% of the way towards capitulation. We've lost 126,000 men. He's lost 500,000. So far, this has been going in my direction. The Aquilian Republic is now down quite a few divisions than they used to be. So I'm guessing those encirclements worked pretty well. Now I want to redeploy my tanks elsewhere. Let's back them up. We should also consider tightening up some of our defensive lines, because they're very, very spread thin at the moment. So do something like this. And then maybe for dark blue, something similar. Otherwise, the AI might miscalculate. Spread them out in directions I don't want. That'll have to do for the moment. Can you guys not finish this off? There we go. See, he's got nothing. Alright, the Knights are still pushing. The Knights, of course, have no equipment, so they're going to be losing strength as they go, so I need to be very cautious of that. Where do I want to put the tanks? So I want to apply more pressure over here? Honestly, yes. I think I double down on this strategy, and I use as much breakthrough potential as I can to push hard right there. I also continue using my superior numbers where I get the chance. Try and eke out a couple small encirclements. Take advantage where he's weak. Okay, something like this. Push in from this direction. Perfect. In terms of air superiority, since it looks like we're going to be fighting up over here now, let us continue with the air support in this region, then we'll keep pushing it along with the army. I guess I could assign them here. Yeah, let's assign the air wings to travel with my knights, so that ideally, wherever the knights are fighting, we are also providing my air support. Okay, so these guys are spreading out nicely. So far, looking pretty good. I'm going to ask you to break off the attack and assist over here, because this looks like a slight encirclement opportunity. Maintenance company has been upgraded. Thank you. Centralized fire control. Okay, more doctrines. Recon. Yeah. Reconnaissance is going to be very, very important in the next expansion for Hearts of Iron 4. If I am reading the dev diaries correctly, and I'm pretty sure that I am. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how the new intelligence system works. Let's go ahead and upgrade our tanks and give them more breakthrough value. Okay, we got a slight encirclement here. Push. They're not going to get any organization regen. They're not pushing any more down here, which is fine. I'm going to just entrench and do nothing. Tanks are almost in position. They are still green, unfortunately, but I need their organization to get back up. They have so little of it to begin with. Updating the service rifle is done. Nice. Completely forgot about these. We can go for some support artillery. We can do the Griff truck. Light tank models, medium and heavy tank models, and then eventually artillery research speed and armor research speed plus 10% across the board. That's pretty good. I like this. Holy crap. Reinvigorating the engineering corps. Modify the School of Artillery and Engineering, giving all divisions extra speed, organization, recon, and entrenchment speed. That's excellent. Yes, do that. Skyfall is no longer pushing, so we seem to have stabilized our position down here as well. So no longer are they attacking me. I am now holding all of the momentum. Great, that's exactly what I want. I may need to tighten up my Knights divisions a little bit. They're spread a little thin. Go here. Don't stop, just keep pushing. Tanks are almost ready for a push. They are losing a little organization as they, I guess, reinforce or something. Let's go ahead and tell them to attack for a little bit. And let's put them under a new field marshal. Do we even have anyone available? No. Apparently Peter Zuckgrief already is a field marshal. I guess what I could do is put this guy under the same, and then make Peter Zuckgrief actually the field marshal of both of them. Get a new commander And put you in charge there, and hopefully the field marshal's bonuses apply to everybody now. So it ends up being very similar. Could go for that. What's your problem? Your organization is not too low to advance. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but okay. So far looking so good, honestly. I think we're alright. These guys are holding out better than they should. We can clear them out. Okay, justification is done. Not that I can use it at the moment, but thank you. Let's push these guys out of here. Gonna ask you guys to push forward as well. Look, I'm a simple man. I see low organization, I attack. It's just what I do. Don't like these tanks. Do, however, think we have an opportunity there. Same with this. Yep, there we go. Alright, looking solid. I cannot believe that we're going to win this freaking war. We don't have any right to. We really don't. Like, I was so tempted just to erase the last video and just re-record it where I don't be a greedy idiot. But I decided to keep it. It's kind of one of those do as I say but not as I do kind of things. For whatever good that is. I don't know. Alright. Just watching the front line, making sure that we actually have enough troops. I know teal is spread very thin at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spread this out a little. Yeah, bring you out. Let's bring teal back. Come on. There we go. Because they are spread thin. Something like that'll have to do for now. This does leave me a little bit vulnerable in this area, but oh well. We are still training a whole bunch of new troops. And I will use them later. But I'm not going to rapidly redeploy them. So, the rapid redeployment that I did was probably the only smart thing I did in the last video. It's a pretty smart tactic because our issue was getting bodies in the field quickly even if they weren't trained. The main reason you don't do that, rapid redeploying and then training them in the field, is mostly from an equipment perspective. Right, because then you spend the equipment training them, but then you have to spend the equipment again helping them actually get their experience up in the field. So it kind of costs you a lot extra, but infantry equipment was not exactly my concern. So I was kind of fine with that. And that worked. It got bodies in the field in the limited time that we had, knowing that the Republic was about to attack me. Once again, I feel like the knights are getting a little spread thin. Bring you back. Bring you up. Just keep a good, strong, focused line. We are making progress. We're pushing hard. We could be pushing even harder than this, if I'm honest. I don't really see a good reason not to be pushing a lot harder than this. Because we can win these fights. Make sure that these guys get counterattacked. Okay. In a one-on-one fight, my knights are still strong, even though they are losing strength rapidly. Keep going. Don't stop. I'd like to seize a load of magical equipment if I could. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I think we've got enough momentum at this point that I'm going to tell you to be aggressive. The tanks are probably going to be aggressive as well. Tighten up a bit more. A little over thin over here for some reason. Yeah. See if we can just get a quick little encirclement over here. Gonna pin you down. Counterattack here, grab that point. You guys, honestly, are now in a position where you could go for a slight encirclement over here. He's left his line very vulnerable. That actually is a very easy point. We can encircle all of this. He's starting to fall apart. And with my troops being aggressive, that means they really shouldn't stop attacking under any circumstances, which means we can just push, push, push. And we actually just got a lot of free organization. Awesome. And what this is going to do is make sure he hasn't got a chance to regen his organization worth anything. More organization? I mean, we can give these guys outrageous amounts of organization. Yep, we just keep building up the knights. Go, go, go. Okay, we're actually not doing great. Not as good as I would have expected. We're pushing. We're getting in there. He's got very low supply on a lot of his units, and I'm not sure why. Okay, green, you do not need this line here. 10 divisions, for some reason, all got assigned to that. Yeah, all of you get assigned to that. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and clean this up. We got an encirclement. That's going to be a lot of extra casualties on my side. Or in my favor. On my side makes it sound like I lost all my units, but I didn't. He is actively trying to push me out, so if I can get a quick cutoff and kill his tanks organization, that's awesome. He is pushing successfully back over here. Well, that's the only place he can push successfully, though. We're about to encircle his entire armies. Dark blue, you actually can spread out a lot more now. I'm going to start giving these guys planning bonuses, because I think we can start using our infantry pretty soon. You are going to be pushing down to Pridia? Okay. You, I guess, can have a planning bonus, but I don't think you're going to be much use. Okay. So he's going to have to start thinning out his line here to rapidly redeploy over here where he's getting cut off. So I could attack using my infantry, and considering right now what I have is good infantry with lots of infantry equipment, but not a lot of magical equipment, I think I'm going to let my infantry start wasting their pony power and pushing as well and helping, just so I expend less magical equipment and my knights stay at some level of strength. I'm very concerned about having you guys push, given that you're all green, so let's not do that. Low pony power. I've got 600,000 left. What are you talking about? Ooh, good. We overran some people. Keep pushing, guys. You're doing great. He's got very little. He is on the run. He is very on the run. Doing great. Doing solid. How are we doing in terms of casualties so far? He's lost 730,000. I've only lost another, like, 50 since the last time I checked. So we're doing good, like, 4-to-1 casualty rates right now. Part of that'll be encirclements. Part of that'll probably just be the superior tech. Again, he's going for this encirclement in kind of a bizarre fashion. Or he's doing something. I'm not sure what he thinks he's doing, honestly. I'm going to ask you to knock it off, sir. This is a little awkward to deal with. Well, we'll worry about it later. Now, there are ports and stuff here, so when I say that I'm pushing all the way up towards Skyfall, it doesn't necessarily mean that these guys are truly encircled until I take this port out of the way. But we'll get there. We'll get there closely. Pretty soon. Teal is once again spread way too thin. Why is it so hard to grab the right one? There we go. Do that. Alright, so honestly, despite the fact that I think these units are inferior, this general feels very confident that they can make a successful push. I don't really know why she thinks that. I think it's because she thinks that she's fighting the Griffonian Republic even though they're not in the war. Okay, we did get an encirclement on the tank, so I'm just going to go ahead and bully it. We don't really have much organization with these guys, but let's just go ahead and try for it. Okay. Try to get a slight cutoff over here. If we can just take out that tank, it's a little less breakthrough to worry about with them. Alright, I just realized we are completely out of time. We're winning this war. We're in a dominant position. We shouldn't be, but we are. And I do think that the extra breakthrough and really focusing my efforts here is starting to bring in some really nice benefits. We're not going to get to kill the Griffonian Republic as part of the Entente because they didn't join the war, but we'll be able to kill off Skyfall and the Aquilian Republic, and that's going to be a load of extra factories and non-core pony power that I can take advantage of to continue facilitating much larger wars. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.